How's it going, everybody? Doing an eating breakfast video today, and just a little rambling. Got some Cheerios, and I got an apple muffin. And every drink that complements breakfast, Mountain Dew Baja Blast. I'm getting a little bit of a headache, and I'm not taking my pills that I normally take because of elevated liver enzymes. So I was told to lay off that because of what it has, the ACE, the stuff that Tylenol has in it. Apparently, can cause problems, and that's what I take because Advil screws up my stomach. So I'm not taking Advil either, anything like that either that has aspirin in it. So I'm like, maybe I'll drink some caffeine, and sometimes caffeine will help. With it, the headache. I remember it. This was 2007, I believe, or 6. I think it was 7. A bunch of us went to Foxwoods, and I had a nasty headache. And we were, I think we went to the Hard Rock Cafe, got some food, and I had a Mountain Dew, and it actually helped. So every once in a while, the caffeine will help. Windy out there. I'm putting this up Monday. I'm filming. It's going to go up a little later than the 9 a.m. And then I got to film the Premier League recap. I was going to consider doing that with eating breakfast, and I might do an eating vid with Premier League recap to see if that helps the views for that video. Because those Premier League videos are, talk about videos that fell off a cliff within 3 weeks. Those things were hopping out of the gate. And then after like week 3, it was like boom, boom. The NFL recap does it too, but not at the same like level of dropping. It was like 70 degrees here yesterday. It's like 71, 72. And it was like 42 or something here today. It's going to drop into the low 20s overnight. No, I didn't want that. It wasn't supposed to get that low. It was cold last winter too for a bit. There was a little bit of snow, but maybe like 2, 3 total inches the whole season. And one of them was kind of just a little coating. And the plus is it melted fairly quickly because the temperature raise up to like the 50s. But apparently last winter was a cold winter for the typical standards of central North Carolina. My stomach. And I also got I don't even know who's playing Monday Night Football tonight. There was a game tonight, right? So I know there's like randomly there won't be Monday Night Football. That's typically later in the season. Oh my God. What are you gonna do? That is my stomach, though. I'm not farting. That I would mute the mic for. I've done it in the past. Let me break off a piece of this muffin. I was thinking about doing some yard work today, but I don't know. No. You move to a warmer weather place from a colder weather place. Obviously, blood eventually thins a little bit, so all of a sudden 60 degrees feels like 50, like, oh my god, it's cold. I'll admit I'm pretty good with it, but I'm like, go outside in the 30s and I'm like, what the fuck? But like I said, it got really cold here last year, maybe for like a couple of weeks. For, below average for this state. I'm gonna try to film a gameplay this week. I don't know why. And someone commented this. I mean, I get comments about people asking about gameplays a good amount, but I responded to this one. I was like, for whatever, I don't know why I can't get into a groove with making gameplays. I don't know why. You know what I need to do? Especially if I'm filming on the PS5, I need to, because it's already hooked up, the capture card and stuff, I need to film like 2 back to back, like I'm different games or whatever. And it could be for this would be in, because I'm not bothering with the Switch. I haven't turned that thing on, and I don't even know when the last time I turned that on was. I'm not saying it's bad, there's nothing I'm interested in playing there, even with the stuff I have. But I could film something on the PS5 and then switch it over to the Xbox One. Maybe do an Xbox One game right after, or 2 PS5, 2 Xbox One. That'd be kind of the best way to do it, to just have 2 done. And it's not even like it's a pain in the ass to hook the capture card up. It takes 2 minutes. But I'm telling you, you want to get a little look into my mindset. It's like, this is what I want to do. I want to turn the camera on, throw the mic on, and go. I don't even want anything else. And this is the problem I have with role play sometimes too, especially if it's going to be more involved. I need to figure out more props, and of course I have to figure out, how I want to go about the role play and what I'm going to, the content of it, or what I'm going to be talking about in it. I put too much milk in. Those bottom ones I'm not a huge fan of eating completely sogged out. I should have waited because I filled the bowl and the milk brought in here, and then I still had to hook the camera up and stuff and do my little 10-second test and stuff. But that was kind of like, let me drink a little more. That's what's funny. I would be much more at home, just rambles about anything, eating videos, video game, even with video game collections. It's like, oh, this is like, what? I'm like, oh, I gotta pull them off the shelf. Like, it's just so ridiculous, which I don't mind doing, but I like to just. I did do that bit of editing in the pizza video, because that video just ended. It's because I think it was like right after I said like something with books, my phone fell off the couch onto the floor, and this has happened in the past, and people are like, oh no, the sound. And then after that, for about 15 seconds, I was like, I even said, I was like, oh, should I edit that out? Should I just cut that out? And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna cut it. I went maybe like 15 seconds longer with just me saying, well, what should I do? And I decided to cut it out. Because I didn't add anything to the video after that. It was just me like, maybe I'll do that if I don't do that. That's my editing skills. Nobody commented on the video ending abruptly, so if they ever do, by chance, then the rare occasions they do, it's because there was a massively loud noise. Because I put my phone like on the couch, like too close to the edge, and it just slowly like slides off. That phone is taking a beating. It's got a couple cracks in it because I don't know why I don't get cases for these things. I buy $40 phones. This is like a $40 phone. It does everything I need it to do. It doesn't need to be $500. But I don't buy cases for them for whatever reason. And then I've been bad. I used to not be bad with that, but now I'm dropping the things too much. The cracks are fine. They're at the bottom, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. That's it. When it comes to phones, like, I love the fact that I'm, my YouTube stats. I'm looking at YouTube stuff. I'm on Instagram. It's really the two of those. eBay. It's the three of those that get the most play. Instagram, YouTube, and eBay. I will use the internet on there too. But if I'm using the internet a lot, I'm on the laptop. But I don't care about it. The worst still was when I was in Florida and I walked into my mom's pool with my phone in my pocket. And that's when I had to change my number because I went to call the Net 10 thing. And they're like, oh, the only way to do it is if you... Because I tried to... It's like, oh, we want to send a text to your phone so you can keep your phone number when I got my new phone. I'm like, well, I can't do that because that phone is dead now. Because it was in the water for like 3 minutes until I realized it was in my pocket. There was like, I would have had to jump through a bunch of hoops, I think, like talk to different people. I was like, you know what? I'll just get a new number. I don't have a ton of contacts. You know, I could count the contacts on my phone, and I could. Some of these are now added ones, like the doctor. I won't count that, but let's go to my contacts real quick. To see what I have here. This is not contacts. Why is it not? That is not showing what I want. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 19 contacts I have. I'm not counting the doctor and like Walgreens, just because I throw those numbers in there so I recognize them and it tells me what it is when they come up, instead of me being like, I'm not answering that. So I was like, all right. I remembered my one friend's number, and he has almost all the contacts I have. We share most of the same friends, right? We're all outside of a few, and then through my fiance, I was able to get some numbers from her. But it wasn't that. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Nice new number. It was a pretty wild week in the NFL. There was a lot of comebacks again in the fourth, and quite a few blowouts. Obviously, I will talk about it again, but I briefly talked about that Broncos Raiders game, which is, oh my god, they have to take that game and that Jet game that the Broncos played the Jets. That was in England. This one was that actually the Raiders Denver game from Thursday was in Denver. Jesus, giving your own home crowd nothing to cheer for. Those games are fucking brutal, terrible. I will talk about this more in that video, the recap when it goes up. But Denver is a half soft 8-2. That sounds perverted. Because defensively, they're awesome. They're a top 3 defense in the league. Their defense is legit. Any defense could get lit up from time to time. And that's the problem. Outside of the, I'm saying when the defense did bad, it was the Giant game was the only game Denver came back. The offense won the game. You know, they beat the Bengals 28-3, but D only gave up 3. And they beat the Cowboys like 44-24. And one of those touchdowns was late for the Cowboys, so the D still did its job. Other than that, no. It's been mostly the defense just getting it done. But their offense is absolutely soft and vulnerable. There's a vulnerability. We'll say half vulnerable. This is what's going to happen. I do think they'll make the playoffs. I could be wrong, but they're going to lose like 14-10 or some shit. I feel like they don't have, and Sutton is good. He's their number 1. But I feel like they don't have like a serious playmaker on offense. Although it was Dobbins, the guy they picked up, I think he was on the Chargers. He's like 3rd in the league in rushing at this point, but still, he's not like a LaDainian Tomlinson or some shit, which there's really not many like that now. But although what's his name's pacing for 2K? Taylor hit 244 yards the other day, or yesterday. They played in Berlin. Them and the Colts and Falcons. I'll ramble here for a few minutes. I'm not in the mood to turn it off just yet. Yeah, so there'll be more of that. Obviously, I'll talk about that more. And I'll talk about Aston Villa, their most complete game this season. Of course, like I said, Aston Villa was the team that lost to Liverpool when Liverpool was shit in the bed. And then the following week, Liverpool plays Manchester City and gets destroyed. But it was nice to see Aston Villa bounce back. I think they're in 6th place or 7th place now. They are off, I guess, whatever reason. International games or whatever they're doing this week. So they will not be the next week, and then they'll be back. I like to do that. Like I said, I'm not going to be doing every week. There's 38 games. I've already missed like 2. I wouldn't, even if those videos were viewing through the roof, I would still give myself a couple of weeks. Even with the NFL now, I think I missed 2. And the NFL only has 17 now. I forgot there's 17 games. It's been like that for like 4 years. I've forgotten about it. They got it. It sucks because they need to just make it 18 because it's annoying that teams can't finish 500 now. You're either 8-9 or 9-8. It's got to be 18. So you can go 9-9. More sports real for a second. The Islanders, Sorokin, they shut out the Rangers. The Rangers, somebody was saying the Rangers haven't won at home. The Islanders beat them at home. All the Islander fans thought, oh yeah, of course, Rangers are going to destroy them, and they're going to get their first home win. Apparently the Rangers, I know they haven't won at home. Apparently they've been shut out like 5 times at home or some shit. How is that possible? They're never that bad of a home team. That's weird. But it's nice to see Sorokin get a shutout. I'm hoping he can turn the corner and get really good again because the Islanders are like 7-6-2. They're literally what they are. They're this just over or just under 500. But if the goaltending can get there, because their goal scoring is better this year, if they can get, even if he can go back to 75% of what he was, they could really start to take a step up. And a lot of teams are doing good. You're only about 13 to 15 games in the season, but a lot of teams are over 500 right now in both conferences. So you're going to have probably a couple of teams in low 90 points not make the playoffs. And there's a lot of scoring. Let's say the Islanders are even scoring goals, which typically they don't, but they do have some more playmakers. I'm glad I got that Heineman young gun because he's playing well. I was like, I need to pick up his young gun either right before the season or early in it because I think this guy is going to pop like 30 goals. He only had limited time. I think he had like 16 points or something with the Canadians. Maybe played like 50, 60 games, but it was his first year. I was like, this guy could be good. And a lot of Canadian fans were like, yeah, this guy I think is going to be good. They were saying that. I remember when they made the trade in the offseason. Fans will go back and forth on each other's Instagrams and like, you're going to love this guy or this guy sucks. And they were saying like, he's going to be really good. And he's been good so far. Horvat's done well. A lot of guys are doing well across the board. Like for all teams, like dudes are popping points like crazy. There's a lot of dudes ripping it up so far this year. It's going to be one of those, so if the Islanders can get the goaltending, even not that I won't even say what they used to get, but they'll actually be in pretty good shape. Bedard is doing good too. As the guy in the Blackhawks, the Connor, he's leading the league in points. So he was in his 3rd year, and he's playing well. He never sucked. This is what happens in sports. The guy doesn't fucking perform incredibly immediately. He's a bust. Like what? He leads the league in points at the moment. He's doing real well. Shaver on the Islanders is a rookie. He's a defenseman. He's got 11 points. He's slowed down a little bit, but he's still playing well. That's nice to see. Like I said, the Islanders have a few guys like doing well in the points department. You're kind of like, whoa, this is weird. And of course, their goaltending would be shit. And their defense sucks. And I will. I said it's windy out there. It's cold. Oh my God. Like in New York, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll rake some leaves or whatever. It's only 20 degrees. I don't care. I'll throw them out. It's like now. It's like no. I'll go out there probably anyway. It's you know what the thing is. I like waiting with the leaves because they're probably like 60% off the trees, the leaves. But then you go out there, like I cut up there just to get rid of some because there's a lot. Because I don't want a shit ton to be on when I grind them up with the mower. Because it's a pain in the ass. It clogs it up and stuff. And then immediately the next day they were there again. I like to wait for as many to fall as possible, so I don't want to be out there 4 times and stuff. But anyway, that's just eating breakfast and rambling here a bit. And thanks for checking this out.